Growing up in a traditional Vietnamese family, I have been taught that as a man, I shouldn't be weak and easily crying. I'm supposed to be smart, strong, and brave, but I couldn't lie to myself that I'm broken inside. I live with my family, with 4 people, having both mom and dad by my side, studying in a good schools and having friends. That's too good to be true. And our family sometimes have discussion, and there are some high encouraged topics like being promoted and getting high scores, but some of them have been avoided, like depression or anxiety, just because people want to see my happy face. First of all, let's have a look at a typical day at my school. I have school every single day from 7 to 5, 8 hours a day straight inside the classroom with 50 students. Well, I know that in the other countries the ratio is just 15:1. Sometimes I might have questions. It's not just all about academic subjects, but it's about my life at school. How can I get along with my friends? But I cannot reach my teacher because she has always been busy around with the other students in my class. And then I go home with the burden of schoolwork, a bundle of unanswered questions, peer pressure, and family expectation. But once again, I cannot tell my mom something like, "Mom, how can I get along with my friends?" Or, "I feel that I've been left behind the whole class of smart kids, Mom." And you know, if I get home with my math result of 9, I tell my mom, and then she will probably turn right to me and ask something like, "Why wouldn't you get it to 10?" Or something else like, "How many other people in your class have 10? And sometimes I have the questions in my mind like, why do we always have to be smart, strong, and intelligent? But while we could be vulnerable, be emotional, or be suffering, it does not make us weak. It makes us human. I even feel thankful for my life of experiencing different color and taste of life, not from dark to white, rather than living in the life with just a boring single color. Once I've spoken to my mom that I think I have a problem with my mental illness, but she just kind of looked away and said, "Oh, maybe you're just stressful because of the schoolwork. Take a break. Come on, you're a man." So I take a break, as my mom said, but it keeps going until a day I felt that I could barely walk, and I tell my mom, and she said, "Okay, now the only option is to visit Châu Quỳ." It's kind of a mental health hospitals in Vietnam where people with mentally and mental illness staying in. I don't think that I'm in a serious situation, but I'm still seeking for help. But there seems so little facilities and psychotherapy clinic center in Vietnam. We live in a society that is too much judgmental while there's so little help. Day by day, the silent killer evoked in me that I don't have any real sympathizing friends who I can trust. And I realized that it not just happened to me, it's happened to all of my friends, my parents, and all of the people surrounding me as well. I know that my mom and dad have been struggling with parenting, and my friends are dealing with stress and anxiety. We all lie to ourselves that we're fine, but that's not true. I've seen many victims have been killing themselves in silence. According to the Institute of Mental Health in my hospitals, in 2017, there are nearly 40,000 people have died because of depression. And someone who died because of depressions is nothing different from a deadly result of people may die from a car accident. And now, it is not the time to look away. It is the time to face the truth, ladies and gentlemen. There's no shame for us to take care of our mental health And every day we've been teaching kids on how to solve our math problems, how to get high scores or get a straight A. But what about our emotion problems that also need to be answered as well? My mom always wants me to go for good schools, but those schools means nothing if one day we anxiety kids might have gone. Why is only nurturing our brains becomes important while our heart is also still beating? And as I said, we're teaching math, right? And if we can teach math at school as an important academic subject, I think we need to teach kids how to manage their feelings and emotions as well. We should rank emotional skills as high as the importance of children's academic, like something like reading, history, or science. Research has found that people with emotionally stable will do better in school, have better relationship, and engage less frequently in healthy behaviors. And if my dreams of the emotional intelligence that we can add into our school curriculum, the final exam of it could not be a series of nerve-wracking problems and questions like I'm dealing with nowadays. But more than that, a chance for me to have a qualitative analysis about my mental health to know whether or not I'm inside out healthy. I know that our school curriculum has already been a burden, but we still need to add emotional intelligence to our school system. If it has been systematically taught in our school system, when I grow up, probably I would not be struggling with parenting and my kids would not be suffering from mental illness. With a hope of our next generation with both physically and mentally healthy kids for Vietnam. Thank you.